Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ro. I am the founder of Strong Prison Wives and Families, and I use my years of experience to help prison wives and family members feel encouraged, empowered, educated, and supported, not only while their loved ones are serving time, but long after they get home. If you stay with me and use the tools that I share with you, together we will break stigma, we will beat the statistics, he will get out and he will stay out, and this will be a distant memory and hopefully long forgotten. So today I wanted to do a question and answer video. I got a wonderful question from one of our beautiful YouTube sisters. For you guys that aren't subscribed, by the way, if you want to join our SPWF family here on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to be notified every single time that I post a new video, make sure that you ding that little bell below and you will get a notification directly to your email so you will never miss or be the last one to see one. So the question that we got from our beautiful SPWF member here on YouTube is this: Hey Ro, I think your videos are perfect timing, to be honest. Oh, she was talking about in a video before when I asked if my videos you think are too long, if I should cut myself off after a certain amount of time, because I am the queen of babbling on these videos. So she thinks that they're good. I feel like you usually get to the point pretty quickly. For me, it depends on what I'm doing in the day, and I can watch the whole video or pause. Sometimes I even leave one tab open and leave your video running while I'm doing other things. That is awesome. I do that all the time at work too. I will put in my headphones. I will listen to YouTube videos. I'll click on when I need to see something. If it's something like an outfit of the day, which I am bringing back my visit outfit of the days for you guys because, or I guess visit outfits of the weekend. I don't know how it goes, but because that was by request. But I do the exact same thing. So thank you for your feedback. I so appreciate when I ask questions, when I get answers to them, so I know how to serve you guys, what you guys need my help with. I'm here for you. So let's get into the question. She said, I'm sorry, I should have edited that out, but why not read the whole entire thing because it was awesome feedback. I'm so excited for your visit this weekend. Thank you. I actually just posted a video, or I am posting video, depending in what order I post these, on how it didn't happen. But we'll get into that another time. They went on lockdown. And that is a lesson that I could pass along to you guys because it affected me now that I'm years ahead very differently than it would have years ago. So if I already posted that, I will link that somewhere here or at the end as soon as I figure out how to edit these videos again. You guys I'm so funny and I'm sure you're laughing at me. I would too if I were you. But I'm just getting back into the groove. So I have to get all of my technology up to speed. I have to get my technology understanding up to speed. So bear with. So she said, I've been waiting for my application to get to the counselor's hands. This is the third week. Positive prayers to you and your surgery, and you may recover and heal smoothly. I'm getting surgery tomorrow on my septum. I just have this little bump with septum that needs to be removed. It's blocking my airway, no fun. But it's very, very, very minor. I won't have any bruising, barely any swelling. And I wanted to come in and make this video actually before tomorrow because for a week I'm going to have a little bit of bandaging on my face. So she said, I have a question. How often do you and Adam email? Do you have a scheduled time that you do? We utilize core links as well, and I email all day long, but then when it comes to writing, I barely have enough to write because I've talked about most of my day on the emails. I love you. You're so real. XOXOXOXO. Praise God. Yes, anything is possible. So first of all, for you guys that don't know, core links is the system that the federal prison system uses. I always say such weird things. But it is the email system that is used by federal inmates. I made a video prior to this, which I will link somewhere down below or in the end note, depending on when I figure out or how I figure out how to edit these. Coming soon. They will be much better. But all about what core links is for you guys that are new, how to use it, tips and hacks and tricks that I've learned throughout the years for core links, for the core links app, for premium. But just know, you guys that use JPay in the state systems, it's very, very, very similar. And even if you're in the state system and you don't have JPay emailing yet, I think basically everybody does, but counties don't. then just know that you can learn from this too, because there are a couple of facets to this question that I wanted to get into with my answer. So please don't mind me looking up and down. I did take notes, so I do not leave anything out because I want to make sure that I answer everything for this beautiful member. So I'm not going to get into what Core Links is because that's in another video, or how to use it because that's in another video. So if you are in the federal system and you're new to this, you're away for a family member, I've got you. Go find that other video right before this one. So how often do Adam and I use Core Links? We use it. We've always used it. Since I've come back into Adam's life, we were friends when we were younger. We lost touch. I got back together with him. We got back in touch when he was already inside the federal system. So my relationship with him has had email all along. It's our primary means of communication. We use it a lot more than phone calls. So, and phone calls are kind of peppered throughout the month because he calls a lot of other people, not just me. His parents, his friends, a lot of legal calls. He can't get set up the legal way. So I split those 300 minutes with a lot of people. So maybe we'll do a phone call max once a week, every other week, depending on how low he is, how much he has going on with other people. And for email, we strictly rely on that. So it's always, he'll send me one in the morning, one before bed, and then sometimes, usually I'll get one sprinkled in between throughout the day. What I send back to him is I try to send one in the morning. I will always send one before bed. And if I don't send one in the morning, there will be one sprinkled throughout the day. For me, it's a little bit more difficult because I get up and I get ready for work and I go to work and I can't get on Core Links from my work computer because I don't want to be signing in from there. So it has to be from my phone. So sometimes it's a little bit easier for me to just wait versus being on my phone at my desk. Now, a hack that I did learn that I do that maybe could help you guys is I write the emails from my computer and I send them on my Yahoo. I log into my Yahoo account or Gmail, whatever you guys use. I write the email. I send it to myself. I send it to the email that is attached and synced to my phone. So this way, as soon as it's there, I don't have to worry about typos and autocorrect. And my phone is such a pain in the butt. It is so sensitive. You guys that text with me know that I send some crazy autocorrects, as we all do nowadays. But it's just easier that way because you and I, people out here, we can kind of decipher autocorrect. We kind of know what's a typo. And even if it's something that we can't figure out, we know what's going on. Adam's never, ever, ever used a cell phone with text. He's never used a touchscreen cell phone. When he went in, Nextels were like the hottest thing, the walkie-talkie cell phones. There was no such thing as text. So it's a little bit more frustrating for him. So it's easier for me, and I type, like, I call myself fire fingers. I'm very, very, very fast at typing, so I'll just type the email. It's so much faster to do it to myself on the computer. I will send it to my phone, and then I will just copy and paste it and send it right in the Core Links app. That's easier for us. So I do that. I always 100% without a shadow of a doubt will send him a good night email before bed. So he knows I'm okay. So he knows if I went out, I made it home okay. So he knows nothing happened to me. Or let's say I'm traveling to visit and I drive for 6 hours. So he knows nothing happened to me on the road. That has always been our thing. Maybe in the span of 10 years, I haven't sent him an email before bed 3 times, max 4 times, because something happened, because my phone died when I was out, I didn't have a charger, or because I passed out, let's say, on the couch downstairs and I didn't wake up until 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I sent him an email and he didn't get it until after the doors were open and he was out checking his emails anyway, because as I said in my video before, there is a 1.5 to 2 hour delay between me sending the email and him getting it, or him sending the email and me getting it. So that is what works for us. It just depends what works for you. You guys can come up with a schedule. For me, I will never, ever, ever, unless it's something extenuating, like I said, go to bed without sending him an email. And he tries to do the same thing. I mean, there'll be times where, just recently, he is such a doll. He will, if he can't get to the emails, he'll wait online and try to get to the phone if that line is shorter and they're really close to lockdown, to give me like a 1 minute or 2 minute call and say, I just couldn't get to emails. I don't want you to worry. We're not locked down. I'm not in the hole. Nothing happened. Because he knows that our minds, out here can get the best of us. We can kind of fall down the rabbit hole. So he's very, very, very good about that. So again, in the morning, sometimes once sprinkled throughout the afternoon, without a shadow of a doubt in the evening. As far as what version of Core Links we use, I was using, obviously, when I first came back into the picture in 2009, the only thing that was available was desktop, but I could also use desktop on my mobile device. Then they got the mobile version, which was awesome. And then back in 2012, I do have a crazy video because I was crazy back then and shy. I literally made a video the day after the CoreLinks app was announced and released and created. Such a huge helping. So that's usually what I use. And now there are some companies that allow us to text from our phone. It's totally legit. It's totally legal. It's just some code that goes in on their end. We can send to their address or to a number that we plug into our phone that is their CoreLinks account. So it's going to them just like CoreLinks. It's going to the computer. There are no cell phones on their end because that is not legal. But there's a way to do it through CoreLinks through certain companies that offer that. I will do another separate video with information about those companies. I just want to make sure that I don't forget any. I don't want to promote any, or I'm not affiliated with any. So I will do that another day. But we were using that for a little while, Adam, and it's awesome because it gives you kind of that taste of normalcy in your relationship, like you're texting him, although you're not, and he's not texting back. However, there's a really short character limit. I want to say it's about 150, but I've never really tested it. One of my girlfriends did. I don't remember what the number was. I want to say it's like 4 lines, and then it gets weird. If they reply to a message, then you can have more lines, more characters. I don't, again, know what it is, but it started to get annoying because if you go over the character limit, there will be no notification to you that it didn't go through. It'll look like it went through. They will get no notification on their end that there was an email that didn't go through. It just will get lost and disappear in cyberspace. So we lost a lot of messages that way. Also, if you accidentally include an emoji, because there is absolutely nothing but text characters that are able to send. So no images, no links, no emojis. So even just an emoji, if you do a smiley face, you have to do the old school semicolon and half a parenthesis for parenthesis. Again, grammar Nazi, not having a good day. You have to do that. If you accidentally forget, like I've done 100 times, and click the emoji and send that emoji face, that's like code. That's a link. So that message will get lost in Cyberland. He will never get it. She will never get it. And you will wonder where it went. It is still amazing. I know so many people who still use it. I still use it every once in a while for a fast message. But for us, generally, I rely on the CoreLinks app. And again, I went into that, what that is, how to use it in my other video when I explained what is CoreLinks and how to use it. So, how often do we use CoreLinks? I told you. Do we have a scheduled time? Not textbook schedule, because first of all, my day is unpredictable. I think more than my day being unpredictable is his day is unpredictable. Sometimes they're locked in. Sometimes they don't call the move. More often than not, they don't call moves. Sometimes they're first to lunch, or breakfast or dinner. Sometimes they're last. Sometimes they're somewhere in the middle of that rotation. So you never know. So there's not necessarily I'm going to send it 9 o'clock in the morning type of schedule, but it's a loose schedule in the morning, once in the middle of the day, once before bed for certain. When it comes to writing, you barely have anything left to write because you said it all in email. So when I first started out on this journey, I would send him pictures of, my God, you name it, I would send it. I would send him pictures of leaves on the ground like he hasn't seen those on TV. Because in my head, I'm like, he hasn't seen all of this stuff in so many years. I have to be the one that sends him. He needs. I need to make up for lost time because he was already incarcerated for 9 or 10 years before I came back into the picture. So I would send him pictures of what we ate on Christmas, pictures of a lasagna that we made for Easter, and not realizing that's kind of a tease because he can't eat it, but I just wanted him to be there and participate in everything. And I would write as often as I could. I would literally go to Target and I would buy cards. I'm saying Target, I would go to every store I could find cards, but Target always, you guys, here's a trick, always has the best cards that I've ever found. And I'm going to put a link below to the places that I use. I'm going to put links in the description bar so you guys can just click and use them. So for me personally, since we use CoreLinks, it's calmed down so much. One, because I just kind of fell into this life and running to the post office 5 times a day and running to buy cards 5 times a day and then taking pictures all day long, running to print them out, an hour photo a few times a day. It started to control and take over my life. And for you guys that are new to this, you're like, yeah. Well, I promise you, you're going to fall into your groove. You are going to develop a loose schedule. You're going to figure out what works for you, what doesn't. For me, that just personally, it doesn't work anymore. It's not conducive to our lifestyle. Unfortunately, I barely send pictures anymore. I'll send him pictures of important stuff. I'll send him pictures, like, for example, his very, very dear friend was honored by President Trump at the National Day of Prayer back, I think, in May or March. Back at some point this past spring, I of course sent him pictures of that. I send him every once in a while. I'll send him pictures of my nieces and nephews or big events like a wedding, or if I feel like doing like a photo shoot, then I'll send him pictures of that. But it's not like 1,000 pictures a day. I don't send cards very often unless it's a birthday, a holiday, a special event. So what else do I have here? Okay, so he gets mail from me on average once every few months, and that's saying a lot. Personally, because we have core links, we rely on it, and I'm so super grateful for it. So I'm answering your question, but also what I am picking up from your message is that perhaps you've created an ideal in your head of what communication as far as letters versus core links versus emails should look like for a prison family member or a good prison wife. And I'm here to let you off the hook. Who told you how many letters, or where did you come up with this decision, or what made you believe that he should get a certain amount of letters and what that number should be? So you don't have to. I am giving you 100% permission to let yourself off of the hook for that one. I'm here to let you know what works for one couple might not necessarily work for you. What works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for them and might not work for me. And that is totally okay. So here are my suggestions on how to help you figure out what will work for you and what will work for your relationship with him and in your current situation as it exists right now. It might change in the future, and that's totally normal, and that's okay too. So first and foremost, you know me, 100% hands down, anything will revolve in any relationship revolves around communication. So just ask him, have a candid conversation about snail mail, post office mail, and ask him, how much does it mean to him? How much does he feel he needs to get to feel fulfilled and satisfied in the relationship? Ask him, does he want you to save some of the stuff that you send him in core links for letters? Does he want you to maybe not tell him so much about your day, or maybe not tell you about every day of the week? Maybe save the weekends for letters if that's what he wants. You know, for me, we've become such instant gratification as you can be in this life, but I prefer to do it all through core links, even though, yes, it's so exciting and just fun to get a snail mail letter, a good old-fashioned love letter. For me, I prefer to just have that instant communication every single day, multiple times a day, versus waiting to hear about his day through snail mail. But that, again, is what I prefer. It's just talk through it, talk with him about it, and come to something, a compromise and a deal, or whatever word you want to say, that works for you guys. So here are some questions that will help you talk through and have that conversation with him. And you can even have this conversation with him over core links and let him answer these questions. Give him a chance to think about it and answer the questions in an email or even in a letter. So he has time to kind of digest and let it marinate and then get back to you on it. So you can ask him, what types of things do you feel like you'd want me to save for letters? What would you prefer to hear in a letter versus in core links? How can we develop a core links schedule so you don't feel guilty not writing letters? What schedule will work for you guys? What will work for you to schedule not only emails, but also to schedule snail mail letters? How many letters a week or a month feel like the right amount for you? And I think that you should ask him that, but I think you should also ask yourself that and answer those questions separately and then come together and figure out what works for you guys together. And my suggestion, because I know that, again, like I said earlier, hearing their name at mail call could light up their day and light up their world. So suggestions for things that you can save for snail mail letters versus, or post office letters. Snail mail, for you guys that don't know, is just a slang term for post office, Pony Express mail. And because one time I made a video or I posted something and they were like, snail mail, what does that mean? It just means like it's slower. It's now, because email is so fast, snail mail is you have to wait for it to be sent, and it's just a slang term again for post office mail. So my suggestions for things that you could save for snail mail would be funny or inspirational memes, and you can go to the links. I'll post some meme links below, but one of my girlfriends, Lisanne, or one of our head volunteers, used to print out a meme every single day. Where she went, she was allowed to send postcards. So she would print out a postcard every single day, and then just drop one in the mail every single day. So he would get mail from her every single day, and she didn't have to spend a ton of time doing it because she has a real job and she has children and she's a volunteer with SPWF and she has tons of other stuff going on in her life. She literally just didn't have time to sit down and write letters. So that's a way that she did it. You can find them all over social media. There are websites dedicated to them. They're all over our social media pages. If you guys want us to post more memes that you can send through the mail, please, please, please comment below and we'll do that. Also, I just thought of this. We are in the premium section of our new website, strongprisonwives.com. We have that website, but we are relaunching it and upgrading it. And in the premium section, every single month, we'll be adding 1 or 2 downloadable printable documents, not only for you to send him, but also for you to download, print, have your children color. If you have kids that want to send daddy something, do some sort of a coloring page and then send that off to him. So that's another thing that you can use for the mail, and that's just automatic snail mail that he'll get 2 pieces every single month. Can't beat it. And we did it for instances like this as well. A lot of times we just run out of ideas. And I also have, I'll link below or at the end, a video on how tips to spice up your snail mail, jail mail, snail mail. And some of those, I made that a really long time ago. I should probably remake it. Some of those tips are kind of old, but it's still my, to this day, most watched video. I think it has maybe like 50,000 views. So I know that there's tips in there that still will work. Even though some of the technology that I used back then might be out of date, it's probably still working, but I'm sure there's better stuff out there. Again, one that I will remake. Okay, so memes, you could send articles. That's something I always will save for legal mail is, for snail mail is legal articles, because usually those go over the character limit. And if I'm going to send them in email, I'm going to have to send them in a whole bunch of different messages, part 1, part 2, part 3, which is fine if he needs them really quickly. But sometimes it's easier for me just to send them out. Why is my phone doing this? Oh, there we go. That was weird. It might be overheating in front of these lights because I'm overheating in front of these lights. So let me finish this quickly. Anything legal that he would have to spend money printing anyway, because remember, when they print from Core they pay per page. So I will mail that. Things that are too long for Core like if I print out an ebook and I send it, or anything fitness related that he likes, usually comes in an ebook or long articles, and I will send those through snail mail. And then journals or workbooks that you guys work through together, you can answer those questions in snail mail. So there's a lot of journals out there. To name a few, there is Joe and Ben Reed just released a journal a few months ago. Joe is one of my best friends in the whole entire world. I promote her and Ben's book all day long. I will link that below. And there, if you get both of them, because they're just finishing the second part of their journal, it might be done by the time I post this video. If you get both at the same time, then you will get that at a discount. So again, link below. Joe is a good friend, best friend, a supporter. We call her Mama Joe at SPWF. There is also Separated by Prison, United by Conviction. And then there is also a book called Intellectual Foreplay. I have used Joe and Ben's journal. I have not used the other ones, but they are very, very, very popular among our community. So I feel confident promoting them. And again, link below. What else? So, here is my question of the day for our SPWF YouTube family. What are your ideas, your unique ideas for post office snail mail? What do you do to spice things up for your letters, and how often do you write letters? Let's get the conversation going. Let's help this SPWF member. Let's help one another, because that is what we are here for. That is what we do. I think that is it. So make sure that you check out the description box below. I will be back with another video. I think tomorrow, ASAP. I'm going to start doing live ones on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to promote those, but stay tuned. And I think that's it. You guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being over. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and in the meantime, if you like any of anything like my jewelry and stuff that I'm wearing in the videos, I am getting setting it all up that you can purchase it on Poshmark. So make sure that you check out my Poshmark store. I will link that below as well. But my username is at ROC728 at ROC728. Make sure that you check it out if you want this stuff for a visit. You know, if you want to look cute and you want to get stuff for cheap. I think we should all follow each other on Poshmark and buy each other stuff, so we have unique stuff for visit and it's at an affordable cost. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.